Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of DnD Cross. Today, I think I want to build a little bit with you guys as much as I can, which is not something that I'm used to. And I don't know how good I am at it because I've never done it before. But I think we're gonna lay some of the road together so you guys can see how it's done. And then I know I said that we might work on this today. And we might. There's a chance that we might. It depends how long our harbor is going to take us. But I wanted to do our harbor over here, just so that we know how much room it's going to take up. And I want to make it, it's going to come out, oh boy, it's going to come out like right here in this little peninsula, if you guys can see it. YouTube compression kind of sucks. I've been realizing that more and more the more videos I've been uploading. But it all looks so clear. And I've also started recording in 1080p, and also I doubled the bit rate, so hopefully everything's a little bit clearer for you guys. But yeah, so we're gonna work on our port, and so that means our port's gonna go out this way, I think, and I don't know if I'm gonna make it all the way out on the water here. What I do know is that we're gonna probably push this in so that this peninsula right here doesn't exist anymore, and it might stop like right around here, just to give ourselves more room to work with. And yeah, so that's something that we might work on, and that's going to be something that I probably will um, time lapse because that kind of stuff takes a long time, and water removal, as I said in the last episode, I'm pretty sure, it sucks. It takes a long time, and talking during that is probably one of the worst things. So we're just going to make our roads for now, and we're only going to go out about as far as our peninsula, maybe. I think we might stop right around here because this is where everything goes into a loop. And so we have a couple things that we want to do this episode is we want to terraform this whole area. I think we're going to make it so we'll put a few houses around it and whatnot, just storage places a little bit smaller. And then we're going to put maybe some trees and whatnot around this area. And then again, the port and I think that's about it. I don't really have a lot of ideas for it, but so with our voxel sniper here, um, we have a few commands that I use on. Is that it? Yeah. On the regular. Those being the ones that I'm showing you now. The one that I was just using. Hey, dude. There we go. The one that I was just using, is B overall. And then you can set the depth with D. I was using D1 there because I don't want to go any lower than the first, just in case we're putting something below these. If we are, I don't have any plans for that right now, but you never know in the future how that might turn out. So we're just going under by 1, and then this one right here, as you guys saw, is BS. So it's like a material place snipe. And so you can go from as far as you want away, as long as you can see it. You can do that way. The reason I like to be close to it is because if you're farther away, you're more likely to miss things. As you can see there, I did. And let's see, can I actually break this one? Is that... Maybe we put like a stair here. Let's try a stair. I probably shouldn't put a whole lot of effort into this because we might just do... How does that look? Yeah, see, that looks fine. Now if I put a stair here, these are the kinds of things... Ooh, I do like the stair a little bit more, but what if we come out one more with it? And then put the stair here. Yeah, I kind of like that more. These are the kinds of things that I that I do off camera for the most part. So in between, like between the time lapse and our final edit of most of our videos is when I go in and I do this kind of stuff. But I figured I'd take you guys along with it because it is something that I spend a lot of time on in between clips that I just never show you guys. And I think you guys have a right to know everything that goes on with these. And we'll stop right there with that one. And we'll go from right here. everything that goes along on with these episodes, just because it's your guys' world as much as it's my world, and oh man, that's gonna get me every time. Okay, so how do we do it over here? Do we want to just like square this out, maybe? If I were to just square this out, how would this look? I think it would make more sense to have it squared out, because like you don't have a big like a big city with like curves like that for the most part. So then we'll put, see, we had a stair right here, I think, and then this. Yeah, that looks right. Yeah, that looks right. And then we'll put a... Also, okay, so I don't know if it's happening all the time, but I noticed that my cursor... Yeah, I like that. I noticed that my cursor kind of like juts around a bunch when I'm... And then we'll stop maybe there with that one so that it's symmetrical. Yep, okay. But I noticed that my cursor kind of juts around when I'm moving around like this, and it's probably doing it now. I think it might be something to do with my OBS, but I don't know. If you guys have any tips to help me with that, I would greatly appreciate it, because I have no idea what to do about this, but I'm sure it's as annoying to you guys as it is to me to edit. So, yeah, if you guys have any ideas, let me know. So then we'll do a snipe again here, but we're going to use this to do that. And so if you see, I'm placing the block that I want, and then after that, I can just use it. So if I break it with left click and shift at the same time, then it'll choose that block for me. And Voxel Sniper is a little bit outdated right now, and I don't think that they have any hopes of updating it, which makes me really sad, because I love Voxel Sniper. It's like my favorite part of like Minecraft right now. It's so nice. It's so fun and relaxing, and once you learn it, like, there's so much you can do with it. But like, I don't think they have any plans of updating it right now, which is kind of sad. So, you can't choose all the blocks. Like, any colored concrete, I don't think you can choose, or at least I haven't figured out how to choose, just because they stopped updating it before it was actually in the game. So, we're kind of limited on what blocks we can use on a larger scale by that. But like, all in all, it's there we go. All in all, it's still really useful. Yeah, okay, let me show you guys the B overall D1. So now it's going to overlay any block by 1, and if we can set how the radius of ours, and we have 9 here as a radius, and so we're choosing 4, because it'll choose the one in the middle, and then 4 on either side. That is not what I wanted. It's because I forgot to choose stone bricks. I bet y'all... Oh, what are you talking about, dude? Come on. This one. Nope. Why is it being a pain in the butt? There we go. Alright. Boom. There we go. So, with that, let's, okay, so we have our B overall set already. So now we can turn this all into stone here. And I'm working with stone because everything we have is kind of brown colored, and so we know if we see anything that's stone that we want to be colored, then we can change it. But if it stays stone, then we don't really have to... Oops. We don't have to worry about it so much. So now I'm using the fill command here to fill these in. These used to be water pockets. I'm thinking, do I want... I think I do want this on this level. would make sense to have it on the level. And that 1 block level, we just have to work around it, which is going to kind of suck. Or we can pull this entire level out to... No, because if we did that, then it wouldn't make sense with this. Okay, I have an idea. So if we were to wrap this around this way, so this grass and these lights here went all the way around this way, then we could have this level cut off right there. I think we might do that because it's going to look more uniform with this too, and give a reason for it to drop down where it does. So let's use BE melt, which is going to push back these blocks. And this is what I use for the most part, and I can show you guys this in a second. This is what I use for the most part to change the lay of the water, but I can show you guys some problems with that as well. Alright, so we'll just go back to there with it. And this is good because this puts us right on the water level, so we can... Okay. If it's right on the water level, then we can raise that part up and make the pier look like it's a little bit higher. Right here with some stairs up to it. And I think that would make a good level change with our... Oh boy, sorry for the water sound here. This is what I have to deal with while I'm working, and these are the kinds of things that I don't show you guys. And Voxel Sniper does not have a command for like filling water in. And so you kind of have to do it mostly by hand. You can like... So there's a thing called B ball. And if we do that, it makes a ball that size right on the ground. And so you have to use that with water, or like a V, which will also make a square on the ground. And so I usually use the square to fill in the water, and then I cover the water in stone so that I can get rid of like the top layer of it if it's off center. It's pretty annoying, which is what I'll probably end up having to do here, which I'll show you guys. But let me show you the melt function. So we want a larger voxel for this. Let's go with 7. And we want a larger voxel because it's going to make the water. Now if you see here, this is the problem that we face with this, is the water does not follow it. And if the water doesn't follow it, then we just have these really large gaps. And you know, that's not what we want for our world. So I kind of have to go in, and we'll have to fill this in right here, fill the water in, and then I think that might be enough room though, right? Maybe we'll push this back too, just so that it's a little bit more symmetrical. And we'll get rid of that tree and these trees because, well, they're in my way. Boom, just like that. Do we get rid of this too? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, okay. So now we have to look at our line here. So we have, in order to make this look like the rest of the coast, as you can see, it kind of wraps around like this. There's not a whole lot of straight lines. And so we want to maintain that as best we can. And so what we can do with this cave here, so we can fill it just like that. And then we can also do that around these areas, just to make it, give it a little bit more shape here and make it look a little bit more natural. You can see it's already looking a little bit more natural, just like that. And then we can go B over all D. So we probably want, oops, 2 here because we have sand. We're going to use sand. And so we want our sand to be in most places down here. However, we don't want the sand to fall through the stone, because if it goes through the stone, then we have the same problem that we just had. And that's kind of, it's a little bit of a no-go for me. So I think we might stop right there. So kind of drags down, and then it'll go under the water right here. Maybe we'll kind of bring it down like this. Yeah, so we have more of a sandy floor here now. I like that a lot more than I like the dirt, that's for sure. So, and then once we get into these ocean parts here, I don't think we'll have to worry about it as much because I can't see through it. I doubt you can see through it from... Man, how far down is this? Holy crepes. Yeah, you can't see crap down there. That's kind of nice. Alright, so I'm going to hop into a time lapse here. We'll finish, or I'll get all this water placed, and then we'll start this. We'll probably start with this just to get it out of the way and then give ourselves a little bit more space here. And then we'll go from there. So I hope you guys enjoy the time lapse, and I also hope you guys enjoy me kind of going through some of the smaller things I do um, well, you guys aren't watching. If you guys want to see more of that, and just like some of those things that I do to terraform the areas before I start my episodes, let me know because I do enjoy doing it, and I'm more than okay talking about it because at this point I'm pretty fluent. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the time lapse, and I'll talk to you guys afterwards. Welcome back, guys. I hope you enjoyed the time lapse. And here we are back in our little sea town with a nice pier. And then I know I didn't really get a good vantage point of these, but this is the interior of these. My thought is we'll probably put some fish in here, like some raw fish or something. And is it gonna let me? There we go. Yeah, put some raw fish in there, and then same with like all of them, just scattered around. Just it is a dock, so people might fish from the dock. And ooh, I think we forgot something here, and I bet it's annoying you guys as much as it's annoying me. Does that look better? I have no idea if that looks better. Does that look better? I think that maybe it might look better. Okay, but I was gonna do more over here, but I'm not quite sure if I wanna. I might make a path out this way. Maybe just like a gravel path or something that leads to some of the town or some of the houses over here. So I haven't really decided on that, so I didn't want to do it in the video. And I was definitely going to start working on these two. However, I realized I talked a lot at the beginning of the episode for like 16 minutes of talking, which you guys, like, props to you if you were able to sit through that. Um, but I think that we might save this for the next episode. Maybe we'll get some of this stuff done. I also want to try and figure out, there is like a copy paste ability in Voxel Sniper, and I think I want to figure it out, and maybe we'll copy this one, and then place it around and kind of change it up a little bit. I haven't decided. It might make the town a little bit too uniform, but I'll try it out off cam, and maybe we'll get to a next episode. But some key highlights here is we have our... Oh, am I on? That'll do it. Every time. Alright, we'll go with that. That should be fine. So, we have the interior. And this is not easy to get up. I really struggled with these stairs. As you guys can see. But I think it kind of works for a lighthouse because really there's only like 1 or 2 people that will ever come to the top of a lighthouse, and those are the maintenance workers and I don't know, like people who are just messing around. Also probably the adventurers in this. But we have a giant sea lantern up here, and I wasn't quite sure if if there's like a way to get light out just like one side of this, maybe out here. And I was gonna ask you guys if you guys know a way that I could make like a searchlight in this, then I would love to do that, or even maybe even something spinning around. But we're kind of limited by space and also aesthetics as well. So I decided to wait on that one. And let's see, what else do we have here? This is gonna be a quick post cinematic, huh? Well, we probably won't do a post cinematic, but again, I will be posting stuff on Reddit. But we have the interior of this. This might be where they sell like cooked fish, or maybe they allow you to go fishing. Maybe they'll sell you like a fishing rod with 1 or 2 uses on it. That could be a cool way to do things. And again, pretty simple. I wanted to keep it with the aesthetic of the rest of the town so far, with kind of like the high roofs and prismarine blocks, as well as the chocolate slabs as well. So I think I did a pretty good job of making it fit with the rest of the build, and still a little bit smaller than the rest of it. So I don't know. I think I did a good job on this. You guys let me know what you think. And with the watchtower, so we did most of it in white here. White terracotta, is that the name of it? I always struggle with that. Yeah, white terracotta. And then we have some black in there, and then most of like the color on it comes from the top. So, and I think that that's a good way to do it, because I don't want too much color for this, because I don't want it to be the main focus of the entire center area of, like, because when you walk into this town, the first thing you're going to see is probably these houses and also this as well. And I don't want this to take away from all the work I've done here. So I think I did a good job with that, of making it interesting, but also not the main viewing point. My initial thought, and you guys probably saw it, was kind of make like a fishbowl on top of this, but I tried it out and it looked really weird, so I had to pause the recording for a little bit and um, get some inspiration from other people's Minecraft builds. So I kind of looked at both lighthouses and like real world lighthouses, and then also Minecraft lighthouses, and most lighthouses, not all, but most, don't actually go out at the top like I thought they did. I thought that lighthouses, and I live in like a place where lighthouses just don't exist, so I have never seen one in real life before. Maybe I think I've seen one in real life like once, but I hardly remember it. So I always thought that they kind of went out like this, and I struggled to make that work. Like I really sat here, I paused the recording, I sat here and I looked at this giant cylindrical shape we had poking out, and I was like, I don't want to make this phallic. I do not want to make this phallic. And I kept trying, and I was like, God, it just keeps looking phallic. And so once I got the inspiration, I was like, oh crap, they don't actually go out. So yeah, I think that this is actually my first time building one of these, and I think I did a fantastic job at it. You guys might have also saw I tried to do um this is I think 4 blocks wide. 4 blocks wide. I tried doing one 5 blocks wide, but that circle for 5 blocks is huge. It would have taken up like this entire area, and so I kind of had to scale it down a little bit, and yeah, I think it turned out just fine. So that was the most struggle building I think I've had in a while, at least in this. Um, what else did I struggle on? So I did struggle to make the dock interesting. Again, this is another thing that I had to look up builds for, because I was like, man, this is just a plank out in the water. Like, how can this be entertaining? Hence the reason in the recording you guys might have seen that I kind of, I paused it, and then when I showed back up, or when I started it again, I had it done, was because I spent a long time trying to figure it out. Initially, I kind of went out here, and then went out this way more, and then I was thinking about it, and I was like, that again would make this part feel really cramped. And I want this to have a seaside overview. And if we end up putting ships in the water over here, which I'm not sure if we will, so don't get your hopes up, or anything like that, then I want to be able to see that from out here and not be obstructed by this. So then I had another thought, and I was like, well, let's just pull that out as far as we can. And I pulled it out to like here, I think. And then I looked at it and I was like, man, that is way out of scale. And so I was like, okay, well, what if I come, and then this is where I decided on this length, and I was like, what if I come here, come out this way, and then maybe wrap it around here and put some like shanties on the water? I was like, yeah, that would be cool. However, does it make sense? Because this is a loading dock. And also kind of a fishing pier is kind of like what I've convinced myself. And so I decided on this for like a fishing pier slash dock. And so like you can fish from back here. All this water is extremely deep. And there can be ships going in and out of this area right here. So that was my thought. And then so I had this all down, and I was like, well, how, please nothing start on fire. We're gonna just, yeah, I was okay with the nighttime, but not the thunder, please, or the lightning. But anyways, I was like, let's actually set it to nighttime here. I kind of like that. Okay, so I was like, I had this just like a flat like block of wood out in the shape I wanted it, and I was like, okay, how do I make this interesting? And so I put these on the side of it, kind of hold it in place, and then I had like a square here, so it was all on the same level. And I was like, well, now I have to go back through with half slabs, and so I painted over it with half slabs, which taught me something new. I learned how to paint in different colors of wood, and don't ask me to remember how to do it, because I have no idea. And so then, that was really loud. So then I was like, well, it still looks pretty bland, so we need some lighting. And I decided on, initially I kind of went with like a more rounded texture, but then these fences, I had it like this initially, but I didn't want the fences to connect here because I thought that that would be a little weird. So I decided to go with more of a square texture here, and I think it looks alright, and it fits with the rest of this area's build, in that the sea lanterns up here are made of sea lanterns. The sea lanterns up here are made of sea lanterns. You can quote that one, huh? The watchtower up here is made of sea lanterns, and I figured that it would make sense that if we're going with sea lanterns being an extremely bright block, then we would want an extremely bright block here in case there's ships coming in. We don't want them to crash into the dock. I think that is about all I have to explain to you guys. One more thing with this. In the very beginning here, you guys saw me, or you heard me complaining earlier about the having to like voxel over everything. And I think, let me see if I remember it. I think, is that right? Melt smooth lift. Gosh, what was it? There's a command in voxel sniper that's like it's a blend brush, and you can include water with it. So I pushed it, you guys saw me push it out to where I needed it or wanted it, and then I just blended it and the water blended right in with it. So let's fix this, otherwise you guys are gonna hate me. And then we will end the episode because I know it's getting really long and I'm sorry, kind of. But this was actually a lot of fun to build. I learned a lot building this. I learned how to build a lighthouse. I learned how to make a dock look relatively interesting and functional. And I learned a few new commands that I have in my notes somewhere now. And also how to build in the same style of something in a different area and make it look decent. So, that's what I learned. And again, I will be posting this build on Reddit and probably Instagram too, because I do really like this build. I think that this lighthouse looks fantastic, and I'm really proud of it. But I will be posting this on Reddit, and I will also be posting it on Instagram as well. So I will leave the links to both of those in the description if you guys want to support me on those pages. That would be fantastic of you guys. But if not, watching the video is perfect, and I appreciate every single one of you guys who watches it. So thank you guys. It has been my honor. And until next time, I will see you when I see you. Peace, peace.